Well, hello guys, thanks for watching this video. This is my first attempt of recording my screen and recording myself explaining some stuff that I did for an assignment of game design. I hope you like it. I really enjoyed this assignment, making music for a game, creating the sound effects. And I liked it that much that I wanted to be able to show it to others as well. So that's why I made this video. I hope you like it. Let's start with it right now. It is made in the game engine Unity 3D. The song was already holding some placeholders of sound effects and some songs and some stems, and we just had to create our own and replace them. So this is what I did. When you start to play, first off, there's like a little short snippet of music when you're waiting in the menu. There was a dancing cat, so I thought some groovy music would be fun to add, so this was my choice. But it's about the music that it's really part of the game, which is happening now. So it starts really slow and low intensity, with a little bit of tension. And the cool thing in Unity engine is that you can add layers of music on top of this. So this is still part of the original track, but then when you make it further into the game, layers are added. For example, now you can hear the bongos. That's a separate layer of audio. And now the trumpets, the horns. You can hear all the jumps and other things have sounds. And if you make mistakes, then the intensity of the music can go back. It's all done by the Unity engine. Right now I'm going pretty well actually, maybe the best time ever. You can see that I've been testing this a lot. Maybe I should have done this a little less. But even at the end of the song, which is right now, when it's breaking down a bit, Unity can decide if it needs all layers or just some layers. Right now there's still an arpeggiator extra. And now we're back to the start of the song. It's kind of seamless. Not exactly, so I don't know. It was a perfect loop that I made, but I don't know. It seems like there are missing a few samples when it's looping. Okay, this is taking far too long, sorry guys. I should stop, but I don't want to. Yeah, well, that's it. Maybe one more sound. Yeah, cool. So that's the music during the game. There's another song playing usually when you go back to the menu when your game over, but maybe that's not that interesting. So I just would like to show you guys how I created these layers that make up the song that's playing during the game. Let's go to Ableton. For all the parts that add some dynamic. What you hear now is the main track. So none of the extra layers are playing right now. So So this is all still part of the main track. This is the high intensity. One more part, and then after that it breaks down. No more hook, and then at the end there's this kind of outro like it started as well. So what I did, the first layer that is added in the game when the intensity rises is the bongo. So and it can play here, and the bongos are added. Very subtle but noticeable. The next one, the horns, my favorite. After that there's a layer of like high pads and like a pulse kind of sound. Very basic, but it adds some intensity, I believe. And the last layer I added is like an arpeggiator. Very subtle as well. You can hear this kind of sparkly sound. That also continues when the breakdown is done. So there's a little bit of difference with the intro. The ARP can be added by the game engine if needed. I'm forgetting one layer, sorry. When we are in medium intensity, there's also a layer of cymbals that can be added. Just a double hi-hats. So the hi-hats and the cymbals intensify, if that is even a word. So yeah, those are all the layers. It's really cool how the Unity engine can add these layers on top of each other if needed. So, well, that's the whole song in my opinion. I can show you 3 little tricks right now I used when creating this song. The first one is when I open Maschine. You can hear, you can see the samples I used. For example, the kick and the snare. Usually Maschine sends all the sounds to the same group output and the group output to the master, but you can also send specific samples to other external outs, in this case the kick to the external 2 and the snare to 3. And then in Ableton you can use an audio channel and select that the sound comes from Maschine, and then specifically what kind of output of Maschine you are using. So right now the kick, let's put it back here, is played back through this audio channel. So I can do my own like little bit of compression on it and other stuff if needed. I didn't think this needed any more, so this was enough. And this as well for the snare. I added an EQ and some compression. So then you can treat all these elements a bit better in the mix. And you can also do that in Maschine itself. Of course you can add compressors and everything to your kick drums, but I like to do it in Ableton because then I have more of an overview and I don't have to dive into Maschine all the time. The second trick I used is another audio channel here below the snare. I wanted to use it as some kind of send effect, but not like the send and returns we have here in Ableton. I wanted to have a separate send effect next to it. So I added an audio track here below the snare track. And I selected snare as an input. And then I added this effect because I wanted to have like a reverb on the snare. As you can hear, this is the snare by itself. And this snare reverb was really nice to add some, yeah, like a room to it. It gives it more impact. I really liked it. And now I can go back to this view, which is easier to see. Then I can dial in with this fader how much of the effect I want. And then I don't have to use an Ableton send effect, which will be added here to all the channels, because it's only needed for the snare. So this is how I like to do it. Maybe this is not the best way. Yeah, just let me know, but this way it worked for me right now. Okay, and the last one I wanted to show you is there's one layer of pads, the gated pads. Let's go here. Which is a Spire plugin, but on itself it's just pads like this. And I used this very cool plugin called Shaperbox. Ooh, what was that? It has a volume shaper that you can use to add all kinds of effects to your layer. In this case it was some kind of gated effect. You can use all kinds of patterns. Yeah, so this to me was a really cool effect to add some speed to the song. So yeah, it really fitted the style of the song, so that's why I chose to use it. It's not fully added. If I do it 100%, it is like this, which is not really useful. You need some of the original signal, so I thought 70% was the best mix. So that way, yeah, it adds some really, yeah, some tension to the song. Well, that's it. I hope you guys liked it. Just let me know in the comments below what you think of this video. If I can improve my screen recording skills, just let me know and I'll see you again. Cheers.